But true vulnerability is the choice to be seen for the sake of being seen or for the sake of being known. And so in our community, what that means is like you might start by acknowledging that you watch porn, but like by the time you're coming to our program, which is all about healing from porn, like you telling us that you watch porn is not actually particularly vulnerable. Um, like what we're actually looking for is like, okay, what was going on? What were the feelings associated with it? You can tell us about what you were watching. Why were you watching it? You know, what was the intrigue of it? What was porn offering you? We tried to kind of push that a little bit more, and that's what we mean when we say he who's the most vulnerable gets healed the quickest. The more you're open and transparent about those things, the more healing and freedom there is. And just to drive that home one step further, the reason that is because Frank, if I only show you 60% of my experience with pornography, then that is basically the only part that can be healed. The other 40% stays hidden. So 60% healing is great. Like I'm not going to knock anybody who's willing to get 60% healing. That's fantastic. But I want to see everybody experience 100% healing. And so that vulnerability piece basically is saying, look, as much as you're willing to be seen and be open, that's how much of you can actually be healed. And it takes a lot of humility and it takes tons of safety in the environment. But when it is experienced, there's nothing like it. And that was huge for my recovery. And it's what we try to impart to all of our guys who go through our
Well,
program.
I really love the way that you put all that together. I mean, I can obviously tell why, you know, why you're having the success with helping men, because you've laid the foundation for everything you're doing. Now, are you is your program done in, is it a group intensive? Is it done in a one-on-one capacity? Is it kind of blend of both? So when these guys are opening up and conversing, are they doing it with other men that are in the program?
Yeah, so we do we have a course
Okay.
basically. We do 4 months of group coaching and then an online kind of private community. I do a bit of one-on-one with like athletes and some high profile people. But generally speaking, it's the program with group coaching. And to be honest, that's where we see the best results anyway. Like even our one-on-one clients are part of our groups because that's where this experience of
Yeah.
vulnerability really is the most
Yeah,
effective.
we've noticed the same thing. In September, we launched groups for the first time, you know, because like I said, I'm kind of a baby in this whole thing, you know, like I've been coaching men and coaching people my entire life, but from the porn perspective, like I wanted to kind of get my bearings and kind of get an understanding of what I was doing. So at first I was only willing to take people on from a one-on capacity because I needed to really kind of be in the weeds, but adding the group on like
Sure,
added a
yeah.
whole nother layer because one thing I've done is I've paired them up. So, you know, you're part of a small group. I mean, you know, we try to cap it at 10 in each individual group. But even within that, so we have a group of men that are all showing up weekly for our calls. But then inside of that, they each get a partner within the group that becomes their kind of go-to person. And what's been cool for me
Love
as kind
that.
of being the coach within the group is every week when they show up these calls, like I'm hearing about conversations going on behind the scenes that I'm not having to even be involved in. It's like they're helping and coaching each other from a week to week perspective. So it's been really great, and I love seeing, you know, you doing the same thing with the groups as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we really encourage that as well. We have guys in our group right now who are doing a 30-day challenge to like have a 5-minute call with each other. They like pair up. They completely started this on their own initiative, but they're like chatting for 5 to 15 minutes every day for 30 days. And I think that's when we know our job is done, is when that community starts to develop. We actually tell people when you're finding, we call them a spotter, like that partner, like a spotter, the gym reference. And we say, when you find your spotter, find somebody that you know you could be friends with or that you're already friends with. That doesn't have to be in the program for us. Because beyond the program, we want these relationships to continue. Because like as much as it's great for them to do a 4-month intensive with us, like this is a long play. Like this is about, it's not about you just getting free, whether that takes 4 months or it takes a couple of years or whatever it is. This is about you staying free for the rest of your life. And those meaningful connections that you have, again, whether it's within the program or beyond, that seems to be the most effective, I think, for people to have longevity in the process.